Y'all, things are getting messy in the world of hip-hop, and right now, Yo Gotti is spiraling. The scandal that once shook his relationship with Angela Simmons, yeah, it's back, and it's hitting harder than ever. For months, the streets have been buzzing with rumors that Yo Gotti was sneaking around with GloRilla. Whether he admitted it or not, Angela clearly believed enough to walk away. And now the situation has taken a turn that's as public as it is humiliating. GloRilla just revealed a brand new man, and the timing couldn't be worse for Yo. Fans are already piecing together the story, claiming that this is her subtle way of confirming everything without having to say a single word. Meanwhile, Angela isn't even throwing shade. She's just letting Yo Gotti's own actions play out for the internet to watch. The level of drama here is insane, and people are convinced this is only the beginning, with even more revelations potentially coming that could drag him further into embarrassment. Now, let's back up a little. Everyone thought Yo Gotti would eventually step up and be seen with GloRilla as his new girlfriend, but the universe had a different script in mind. Instead, GloRilla surprised everyone by appearing with a completely new man, leaving fans absolutely shook. And these rumors didn't just come out of nowhere. People were noticing Yo Gotti's behavior long before any public fallout. He wasn't acting like a typical label boss who casually supports an artist. He was moving in ways that suggested there was something personal happening. From showing up with gifts to performing grand gestures that felt far too intimate to be purely professional, it became clear that fans weren't just imagining things. The moment that truly set the internet on fire was when Yo Gotti surprised GloRilla with a $200,000 Maybach truck for her birthday. This wasn't a small token of appreciation from a label executive. This was a man trying to make a claim, and the public could feel it. Fans immediately began speculating that there was more going on behind the scenes between them, and the whispers only got louder when he later gifted her an 18-karat Audemars Baguette Royal Oak watch worth $65,000. This wasn't just a lavish gift. This was a statement to the world that he was willing to spend serious money on her, sparking intense speculation that their relationship was more than just business. Meanwhile, Yo Gotti had been chasing Angela Simmons for years. He publicly declared his interest, wrote songs about her, and went through all sorts of stress and effort to try to win her over. For a long time, it seemed like he was barking up the wrong tree, as Angela didn't seem overly interested at first. But in 2023, everything changed. After years of persistence, Yo Gotti finally confirmed their relationship on Instagram, posting a picture with Angela and captioning it, "You all I need and more." At that moment, it seemed like he had finally won. Angela appeared completely smitten, openly sharing her admiration for him. She called him one of her biggest inspirations, praised his hustle, and described their connection as something special. Fans were thrilled, believing that Yo Gotti had finally secured the love of his life after years of chasing her. But as it often happens in these high-profile relationships, public displays and grand gestures aren't always enough to maintain stability. The cracks began to show, and the gossip mill started turning once again. Not long after they went public, rumors started circulating about Yo Gotti allegedly being spotted with another woman in Las Vegas. Reports suggested that either he had cheated or was already on the verge of losing Angela, creating a whirlwind of speculation. However, Yo Gotti attempted to repair the damage by going all out for Angela's birthday. According to insiders, he spent nearly $500,000 on luxury gifts, including a Himalayan Kelly Birkin bag valued at nearly $300,000 and a matching diamond Himalayan watch worth around $65,000. On the surface, it looked like a grand romantic gesture, but Angela's feelings had started to shift. She reportedly began feeling like she was putting more into the relationship than she was getting back. With Yo Gotti's hectic schedule and alleged indiscretions, Angela felt increasingly undervalued, and the rumors surrounding GloRilla became the proverbial last straw. And that's when the inevitable happened. Angela Simmons publicly ended the relationship, making it clear that she wasn't willing to tolerate being disrespected or undervalued. She posted that she wanted what wanted her in life, in all areas, saying, "What flows, flows. What goes, goes." This statement perfectly encapsulated her decision. She wasn't going to play games or wait around for someone who couldn't fully commit to her. Even though she had every right to publicly criticize Yo Gotti, she chose to handle the situation with grace. In an interview, she emphasized that she respected him and left many details unsaid, demonstrating her maturity and composure in the face of public scrutiny.
While Angela moved on, Gotti's reaction painted a very different picture. He reportedly tried to win her back through calls, flowers, and even leaning on mutual friends, but the internet wasn't having it. Fans began mocking him, pointing out that he had gone from a confident man with his dream girl to someone fumbling in public, desperate for a second chance. And meanwhile, GloRilla's soft launch with her new man added salt to the wound, making it impossible for Yo Gotti to regain his composure publicly. The internet, of course, thrives on moments like this. Social media erupted with reactions, taking sides, dissecting every gift, every Instagram like, every public move. Some fans still rooted for Yo Gotti, reminding everyone that he spent years chasing Angela and maybe deserved a second chance. Others sided entirely with Angela, celebrating her decision to move on gracefully and refusing to be dragged into drama. And of course, there were the neutral observers, the ones just enjoying the chaos, laughing at the spectacle, and creating memes that perfectly captured the public humiliation unfolding in real time. What started as a love story had transformed into one of the most entertaining public dramas in hip-hop history, and Yo Gotti found himself at the center of it all, fumbling in front of millions of viewers. Timing, in this case, was everything. GloRilla's reveal of her new relationship felt like a carefully executed move that distanced her from Gotti while simultaneously sending a clear message. Fans were quick to notice, and many are convinced that Angela is quietly enjoying the show. Gotti's empire, his lavish gifts, and his public displays of affection, things that would normally demonstrate power, confidence, and influence, ended up backfiring spectacularly, leaving him looking desperate and out of control. It's a stark reminder that no amount of money, fame, or grand gestures can replace genuine respect and consistent effort in a relationship. However, let's rewind for a moment to understand the full picture. Fans were expecting Yo Gotti to make a big move with GloRilla. The chemistry between them had been undeniable, and the way he treated her publicly and privately had everyone talking. However, instead of the grand reveal everyone expected, GloRilla threw a curveball by appearing with a completely different man, making it crystal clear she had moved on. Social media blew up instantly. Fans flooded the comments tagging Gotti, saying things like, "Hey man, this got a sting," and the general consensus was that GloRilla had played him like background music. Word on the street is that Gotti isn't taking this well at all. Can you imagine thinking you had a shot, thinking Angela might forgive you, only to realize the woman you allegedly risked everything for just skipped past you and moved on? The internet is calling it real-time karma. Angela left the table, GloRilla moved on, and Gotti's left scrambling trying to piece everything together. And these rumors didn't come out of nowhere. Fans had receipts and plenty of reasons to speculate. Gotti's behavior toward GloRilla went far beyond the standard label boss-artist interactions. It wasn't just business meetings or photo ops. He gave her gifts, made personal gestures, and showed up in ways that had fans raising their eyebrows. The moment that really set the internet ablaze was when Gotti surprised GloRilla with a Maybach truck for her birthday. Let's be honest, that didn't look like a boss supporting his artist. That looked like a man making a claim, saying, "This is mine." From that moment on, the whispers of a deeper connection between Gotti and GloRilla became shouts, and fans were convinced something was going on behind the scenes. But after all the speculation and anticipation, GloRilla turned left and revealed someone completely different as her man. Fans were merciless, dragging Gotti for fumbling two major opportunities at the same time, losing Angela, failing to secure GloRilla, and now forced to watch both of them succeed while he's left looking broken.
The way Yo Gotti treated GloRilla also fueled public speculation that their connection was more than just business. He didn't just give flowers, a designer purse, or a small congratulatory cake. No, he went all out and gifted her a $200,000 Maybach SUV, complete with a giant red bow on top. GloRilla posted the moment on Instagram, smiling from ear to ear, and fans immediately pointed out that the energy in the video screamed engagement vibes rather than a simple birthday surprise. Comments flooded social media, with people insisting this was not regular label boss behavior and that it signaled something much deeper than a professional relationship. But Gotti didn't stop there.
Shortly after the Maybach, he gifted GloRilla a fully iced-out royal oak watch valued at $65,000. She wore it proudly on her wrist like it was nothing. This wasn't simply spoiling an artist. It was sending a message to the entire music industry. Fans quickly connected the dots. You don't hand out luxury cars and diamond watches unless there's a serious underlying relationship. And it wasn't just the gifts. Gotti's public appearances alongside GloRilla had fans questioning his intentions even further. He pulled up at her birthday party in Memphis and took the stage with her, hyping her up like her #1 fan. This wasn't quiet, behind-the-scenes support. This was a declaration. By this point, many fans were convinced that Gotti and GloRilla were involved in a private relationship beyond business, a combination of personal and professional ties. And that's exactly what made this story so messy. Meanwhile, Gotti wasn't single. He was still involved with Angela Simmons, the woman he had spent years pursuing relentlessly. Let's not forget that he had publicly declared Angela as his crush, rapped about her, and let the world know she was the one for him. Angela confirmed that she ended the relationship by her own choice, and emphasized that she respected him, leaving much of the drama unsaid. She handled it with class, making it clear she was no longer involved, but refraining from airing grievances publicly. This level-headed response left fans shocked and impressed. For years, it seemed Angela wasn't fully interested in Gotti. Many thought he was wasting his time, barking up the wrong tree. Then in 2023, everything changed. Gotti finally secured her and they went Instagram official. She even captioned a post, "You all I needed and more," showing genuine affection. Fans were shocked because it appeared that after years of chasing, Gotti finally landed his dream woman. But the fairy tale was short-lived. Soon cracks started appearing. Gossip surfaced that he had been spotted in Las Vegas at the Aria Hotel with another woman, allegedly a nurse. And fans dragged him immediately. It didn't make sense. He had chased Angela like she was a prize for years. But the second he had her, he allegedly couldn't maintain it. Instead of nurturing the relationship, he was allegedly entertaining rumors with GloRilla, showering her with gifts, and even finding time for another woman. After all the drama, Angela gave Gotti another chance. But this wasn't just a small token of forgiveness. Sources say he went all out with a $500,000 peace offering, dropping nearly $500,000 in gifts during a birthday shopping spree fit for royalty. Highlights included a crocodile Himalaya Kelly Birkin bag priced at nearly $300,000 and a diamond Himalaya watch worth an additional $100,000. Angela reportedly was stunned by the sheer thoughtfulness of the gesture. For a moment, it seemed like Gotti had regained her favor. But the truth is, money can't replace consistent effort. Angela noticed shifts in energy and began feeling like she was carrying the relationship alone, with Gotti's hectic schedule and alleged ties to GloRilla confirming her suspicions. Angela made her stance clear. She wasn't going to sit around and be disrespected. She posted, "What flows, flows, what goes, goes," signaling that she wouldn't settle for half-hearted love or mixed signals. The alleged GloRilla affair was the final straw. Whether the rumors were true or not, Angela refused to let them slide. She left Gotti with class and grace. No bitter interviews, no angry subtweets, just a dignified exit. Fans noticed and applauded her composure. She walked away, but she didn't leave bitter. Gotti, on the other hand, was left to watch the woman he had chased for years move on, while GloRilla also stepped into a new chapter of her life.
During all of this chaos, Gotti tried to appear unfazed, but cracks were showing everywhere. He had been moving as if GloRilla was his next big move, gifting her lavish presents, hyping her publicly, and acting as though it was more than just business. Then came the ultimate plot twist. GloRilla popped up with a brand new man. The timing was brutal, almost as if it were a silent message meant to cut Gotti off once and for all. Instead of being the confident label boss holding down both his dream woman and his artist, Gotti suddenly looked like a man fumbling both opportunities at the same time.
Blogs lit up immediately with headlines claiming Gotti was trying to sneak back into Angela's life. Allegedly, he was calling her, sending flowers, and reaching out to mutual friends to plead his case. Social media was buzzing with users pointing out his Instagram activity, liking old posts, and essentially performing the modern-day equivalent of standing outside with a boombox screaming, "I miss you." Of course, the internet reacted. Some users mocked him for going from chasing Angela like she was the love of his life to crawling back in embarrassment. Others rooted for him, saying he had pursued her for years and might deserve another shot. Fans also noted that GloRilla's timing with her new man likely wasn't random. Many suggested it was her way of slamming the door on Gotti without ever saying a word. Meanwhile, Angela remained calm and unbothered, letting the internet handle the roasting for her. People said she was essentially clowning Gotti just by staying unbothered, making it clear that she had moved on while he scrambled for redemption. His desperate attempts to swoop back in weren't impressing anyone, and the contrast between his prior confident flexes and his current fumbling was stark. Gotti went from looking like the man who had it all, Angela on his arm, GloRilla under his label, and a stacked empire, to a man caught in the middle of one of the messiest storylines hip-hop has seen in years. From living the dream to fumbling everything in front of the entire internet, Yo Gotti's saga now reads like a movie gone wrong. The lesson here? Timing is everything. You can flex cars, watches, and luxury bags all you want, but once the internet turns on you, there's no saving face. Gotti built his reputation on boss moves and high-stakes flexes, but now those same gestures are being memed, dissected, and criticized. The Maybach that once represented power now looks like a punchline. The $65,000 watch? Fans are calling it hush money. Even his Instagram activity has been mocked as desperate. However, first there was Angela Simmons, the woman he had publicly manifested, the woman he praised in interviews, the woman he claimed as his queen. She walked out. The relationship that had seemed solid and destined for the history books was suddenly gone, leaving Yo Gotti scrambling. Then came whispers that he had been crossing lines with his own artist GloRilla. And if that wasn't enough, GloRilla herself dropped the ultimate social media bombshell. A soft launch with a brand new man, smiling ear to ear while the internet collectively gasped at Yo Gotti's public spiral. Angela moved on with grace and dignity. GloRilla thrived with her new relationship. And Yo Gotti? He was left stuck in the middle, liking old posts, avoiding the memes, and essentially helplessly watching as the empire he built slowly crumbled into a meme-worthy spectacle. But how did it come to this? How did the same man who wrote love songs about his dream girl end up fumbling not one, but two women in front of the whole world? Today, we're breaking down Yo Gotti's downfall, a messy story behind the headlines, the whispers, the gifts, the betrayal, and the social media chaos. Buckle up, because this story is far more dramatic than anyone could have imagined, and it's only just beginning. For months, the internet had been watching Yo Gotti and GloRilla, analyzing their every move, and it wasn't because of her music. On the surface, it seemed like a typical CEO-artist relationship, with all the expected support, mentorship, and label investment. But fans quickly realized that Yo Gotti's involvement with GloRilla wasn't ordinary, it was personal. His behavior went beyond professional obligations. It started with small, seemingly innocuous details. The way he showed up at her events, his voice lighting up every time he mentioned her. The way he remained constantly close even when cameras weren't rolling.
Then came the infamous Maybach moment. Without warning, Yo Gotti gifted GloRilla a $200,000 Maybach truck for her birthday. The scene was cinematic. A massive red bow atop the vehicle, a crowd of people witnessing the event, and a video that broadcasted loud and clear, "This isn't just business, it's personal." GloRilla's reaction was priceless. She lit up as if she had just been proposed to, her smile stretching ear to ear. She jumped onto Instagram, posting as if Yo Gotti had handed her the moon itself. Initially, fans praised the gesture, calling it CEO goals. But soon, their tone shifted. The excitement morphed into suspicion. Wait a second, they definitely have something going on. Yo Gotti didn't stop at the Maybach. Not long after, he upped the ante with a $65,000 diamond-encrusted royal oak watch, dripping with 18K gold in baguette diamonds. Custom-made to perfection.
This wasn't a casual gift for an artist, it was a personal statement. By then, what had started as whispers became full-blown theories. Was GloRilla merely a rising star under his label, or was she the reason Angela Simmons was suddenly distancing herself? After all, no man spends hundreds of thousands of dollars on gifts for a woman unless there's a real connection behind the scenes. And while Yo Gotti never publicly confirmed anything, his actions spoke volumes. He was showing up at GloRilla's birthday like a proud, doting boyfriend, performing with her on stage, smiling with pride. Every gesture screamed intention. He wasn't just investing in her music career, he was investing emotionally, betting that she could become his next big love, in more ways than one. But while all eyes were on GloRilla, fans seemed to forget about Angela Simmons, the woman Yo Gotti had already made a public commitment to. Before GloRilla ever entered the picture, Angela was the dream. He rapped about her, manifested her name, and told the world she was the one for him. Over the years, it became a running joke online. Fans referred to her as Yo Gotti's hip-hop fairy tale, a love story that seemed almost too perfect to exist in real life. And eventually, after years of persistence, Yo Gotti's efforts paid off. In 2023, Angela finally gave him a real chance. The couple went Instagram official, posting cozy photos and seemingly enjoying the kind of happiness that fans only see in movies. One caption from Angela read, "You're all I need." For many, it was the perfect fairy tale ending to years of speculation and anticipation. Angela wasn't shy about expressing her feelings. In interviews, she openly praised Yo Gotti, calling him her inspiration and saying he made her a better person. "I'm happy. I'm in a great relationship. He's a hustler. I love watching him. He inspires me to be better. I know he's a great person." For someone as private and guarded as Angela, this was monumental. She lowered her walls, invested her trust and her heart, and believed in Yo Gotti. And for a while, it seemed like he had it all. Posing for pictures, showing her off, soaking in public adoration, it looked like Yo Gotti had finally achieved everything he had ever dreamed of. But here's the reality. Chasing someone for years is one thing, but keeping them is another. Behind the smiles, the gifts, and the public displays of affection, cracks were forming. While Angela poured her heart and effort into the relationship, Yo Gotti's focus seemed to drift elsewhere. And soon those distractions caught up with him, leaving Angela to question whether she was just another prize in his growing collection of conquests and public displays. The first major public crack appeared during a weekend in Las Vegas. Gossip blogs erupted with reports claiming Yo Gotti had been spotted at the Aria Hotel, not with Angela, but with a mystery woman, quickly dubbed his nurse boo. No official confirmations, no statements, just blurry photos, fan sightings, and a storm of shady tweets. In a relationship that was still fresh, high profile, and very public, this was enough to shift the narrative completely. Angela didn't publicly respond. In fact, she said nothing at all, but her silence spoke louder than words ever could. Just when fans assumed she was finished with Yo Gotti for good, he pulled out the ultimate save move. He went full rich boyfriend panic mode, dropping nearly $500,000 on Angela for her birthday. The gifts were staggering. A $300,000 crocodile skin Himalaya Birkin bag, a $100,000 diamond-encrusted Himalaya watch, along with custom accessories and exclusive packaging. For a moment, it appeared Yo Gotti might reclaim his position in Angela's heart. Insider sources said he'd always been thoughtful with gifts, but the internet wasn't buying it. Fans saw it as damage control, not genuine love, a flashy attempt to cover a potential betrayal. Questions began circulating. Was this about romance or reputation? Was Yo Gotti trying to win Angela back or simply keep her quiet? And if it was an apology, what exactly was he apologizing for?
Angela may have forgiven the Vegas incident, but soon fans noticed Yo Gotti's attention drifting elsewhere, directly toward GloRilla. At first, some brushed it off. She was a hot, rising artist and he was her label head.
Naturally, they were seen together, but energy doesn't lie. The frequency, the interactions, the subtle moments, the vibe screamed that his attention had shifted. Insiders revealed Angela was growing frustrated. The affection, the love bombing, the emotional energy she once received from Yo Gotti was fading. Suddenly, she was the one putting in effort, while Yo Gotti was off flexing for someone else's birthday. Then came GloRilla's cryptic Instagram post. A flirty caption, a video cuddled up with a mystery man. That man wasn't Yo Gotti. She had officially soft-launched a new relationship, confirming the suspicions swirling around social media. The expression on her face said it all. "I was never yours, but you acted like I was." Angela didn't have to speak. Her silence was loud, her peace weaponized, her aura unbothered. She had known the truth long before it became public knowledge. Then came the Instagram caption that sealed the deal. "I want what wants me, what flows, flows, what goes, goes." It wasn't shade, it was closure. The message was unmistakable. She was done. Meanwhile, GloRilla's timing was flawless. A quiet, low-effort, devastatingly timed soft launch. No announcements, no explanations. She simply showed the world she had moved on, happy, thriving, and completely unbothered. Yo Gotti, once the man who seemed to have it all, was now being dragged, clowned, and memed across social media. Angela left him, GloRilla curved him, and he was left scrolling through old posts like a lost puppy. The internet was merciless. His power moves weren't working, the gifts weren't landing, and followers weren't fooled. He had been publicly curved in 4K. Desperation set in. Yo Gotti's luxury gestures escalated into frantic attempts to reclaim what he lost. Digital breadcrumbs appeared, likes on old Instagram posts, late-night flower deliveries, phone calls, and awkward messages through mutual friends. He wasn't trying to reconcile privately, he was fumbling under the world's watchful eye. Fans saw it clearly. Designer labels and last-minute guilt couldn't rewrite history. Yo Gotti had everything, and he let it slip through his fingers. Meanwhile, Angela remained silent, stunning, and victorious, moving through life with the grace that made Yo Gotti's desperate chaos even messier. Some fans hoped for redemption. Others dismissed it entirely, labeling it a public meltdown of epic proportions. Yo Gotti's polished image was shattered. Fans speculated about what Angela might still reveal. She never exposed him, never clapped back, and never shared the full story. In a viral interview, she said, "It wasn't my choice. Some things are better left unsaid. I wouldn't have chosen it, but it was what was best." Angela didn't deny anything. She simply remained quiet. That restraint, however, only fueled suspicion, making fans believe there was a hidden chapter yet to unfold. Meanwhile, GloRilla's fans celebrated her ability to navigate the drama with finesse. She took Yo Gotti's gifts, avoided the mess entirely, and launched a new chapter without ever addressing the chaos. Yo Gotti, meanwhile, was stuck, thinking he could have two queens, but ending up with none. Memes exploded, shade was relentless, and social media held every move of Angela under a microscope, not to see if she would take him back, but to see if she would finally speak. Yo Gotti spent years chasing the spotlight, chasing power, and most importantly, chasing Angela Simmons. He finally won her, but then publicly fumbled it in the most dramatic way possible. One minute, he was gifting Birkin bags and Maybachs like they were nothing. The next, he was watching both Angela and GloRilla walk away, the internet playing his downfall on repeat. Angela chose grace, GloRilla chose distance, Yo Gotti chose chaos. Now he's stuck in a scandal he can't escape, leaving digital breadcrumbs, scrolling old memories, and hoping someone, anyone, gives him another shot. So what can we learn from this saga? First, timing is everything. GloRilla's soft launch and Angela's graceful handling of her breakup show that knowing when to act and when not to is just as important as what you do. Second, actions speak louder than gifts. Yo Gotti spent years wooing Angela and later GloRilla with luxury items, grand gestures, and public displays, but in the end, those gestures couldn't compensate for a lack of consistent effort, loyalty, and respect. And third, the internet never forgets. Every move, like, post, or comment can be analyzed and scrutinized in real time by millions of people who love nothing more than public drama. Yo Gotti went from looking like confident, in-control boss to someone fumbling in front of everyone, and the public couldn't look away. This story isn't just about celebrity relationships. It's about human behavior, public perception, and the consequences of not valuing someone who clearly values you. It's a modern cautionary tale about the perils of letting ego, fame, and flashy gifts overshadow the fundamentals of trust, respect, and communication. Fans will be dissecting this saga for months, waiting to see if Yo Gotti makes a comeback, if Angela continues to rise above the drama, and if GloRilla's soft launch with her new man will spark even more chaos in this tangled web of relationships. So, what do you think? Does Yo Gotti deserve a second chance, or did Angela make the right move by walking away? Are these grand gestures enough to salvage a relationship, or is it too little too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button if you're here for all the drama, and don't forget to subscribe for more wild celebrity stories, behind-the-scenes gossip, and updates as this saga continues to unfold. Trust me all, this is far from over, and the internet isn't done watching Yo Gotti stumble yet.